think that reclaiming the word fat is partially about saying that it's a descriptive term for your body, and the negative connotation that comes with it is false, but it's also about unlearning everything that we've been taught about bodies in general.
And I think part of it is just being able to reconstruct it as not a term to define a person, but a term to define a body type. Because now when people say fat, they automatically think of what type of person that fat person is. But when you say skinny person, you don't think what type of person they are. You just think, oh, they're skinny. And it's just, it has all these negative connotations. Like fat person is lazy and they're gluttonous and they automatically have health problems. And if they lose weight, those health problems will be eliminated. I think we just need to, think about it in a different way and convince other people to we're not trying to change their opinions or anything, but convince them to reconsider everything that they learned about it.
Right.
And form their own ways of thinking about it.
I think if we use words like, overweight, it's like, well, over what weight? Or like plus size.
Yeah.
It's like there's always some sort of standard. And it's really sugarcoating it. And I think just talking about it directly is the only way that we can address those specific problems.
I also think that maybe the anger that stems from using words like curvy or voluptuous is that they're sexualized.
Right.
And so many people think that fat people are not sexual at all.
I think it divorces fat men from being seen as full human beings because they usually can't be curvy or can't be voluptuous or whatever. And it also just plays into this whole gender idea of like the only way that a woman is worth something is if she is sexually pleasing to a third party.
But people don't realize how much they take in every single day, and you keep taking it in, and it gets into your subconscious, and it just becomes embedded in you, and it just becomes a part of who you are, and you don't even realize where you got those ideas from. You think it's your own idea, but it's really something that somebody somewhere planted in your mind.
They present women on commercials and movies and all of these things as just these disheveled creatures that we have to fix. We have to make you beautiful. When I don't believe that I owe my looks to anyone. I don't think that by being a woman, like, the rent I pay is like beauty in this space, and so I feel like we have to keep talking about it, because even though these magazines try to flip it around and say, oh, well, we're being accepting of all body types, they don't really mean it. Like, there's a magazine in the bookstore right now that's like, it's you, it's just a flatter, thinner, firmer you, and it's like, no, that's not me at all.
When we talk about body image, it's often seen as like, well, it's a choice. You can get skinnier, or this whole thing about health, which is problematic in itself, but it's really individualized and made into something that you can overcome and you can change for yourself. Whereas I think that there are systematic aspects of it, and I think talking about fat in terms of oppression is really sort of new and radical to a lot of people.
Well, as far as personal issues go, disregarding the fact that people say but fat people are unhealthy, you also have to take into account mental health. And I think a lot of people, because there's a stigma around mental health issues as well, but there are some people who can't get over it. They can't just get over it because it is also coupled with depression or anxiety or whatever.
While I do think that people have a certain level of personal choice, people can obviously pick and choose what they eat and stuff like that. I think that is largely ignoring that certain people don't have access to certain things systematically. As far as poverty goes, I think we all know that health food stores are a lot more expensive than getting something from Walmart that is maybe $1, but that is awful for you. So I think that it's easier to talk about, well, these specific bodies need to be fixed. This is an individual choice. You're being a burden on the rest of society, than it is to talk about how the food industry, for instance, needs to be reformed.